or computer at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Send us your story, send us your pick. centralillinoisoutdoors.com and the Catch of the Week, brought to you by Archer's Alley, North 22nd Street in Decatur.
For more than a century, AM radio has evolved to meet the needs of our community. More than 80 million listeners depend on AM radio each month. AM radio is also the backbone of the emergency alert system, which keeps us safe in dangerous times. It's reliable, free, and public safety depends on it. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
News time is 10 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Top of the morning from the newsroom of regional radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters. And the morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Time is running out to get registered for the 2023 edition of the Tour DeWitt bike ride and possibly the event itself. Director of the event, Steve Lobb, on the WHOW Morning Show Monday, told Regional Radio they are taking registrations until Friday for this year's event scheduled for Saturday, June 24th.
The reality is we're here on Monday, but we're here on June 5th, and as of right now, the pre-registration count is low, and I won't really go into specifics, but it's scary low. That's a number that's important to us because you can register the day of the event. However, we kind of know by the pre-registrations, there's kind of a percentage of pre-registrations, this is what you're going to have for your event. And we know that because of history.
Okay.
What we're seeing right now is numbers that, just no other way to put it, they're bad. And if we can't see those numbers come up this week, in reality, we will probably be looking at canceling the event for this year. And
obviously, with COVID, the event was canceled in 2020, but Lobb notes they planned to bring Tour DeWitt back in 2021. However, unforeseen circumstances led to a cancellation of the event again. So Tour DeWitt officially returned in 2022, but with a less than stellar turnout.
We brought it back, in 21. And had such high hopes and was really excited and thought everybody was ready to go. And Mother Nature gave us a vicious blow on the day of the event. And literally it started the week of the event because we had experienced flooding here in DeWitt County. A lot of the routes were flooded. It was difficult to try to reroute. And then the day of, there were actual tornado warnings out, in the vein of just trying to protect the riders. You can't get them out there in the midst of a tornado. We had to cancel the event, which is sad. It's kind of unheard of. Rarely do cycling events get canceled, but we were able to use social media and different mechanisms to do that, and we were able to accomplish that. But then we brought it back last year, and surprisingly, our numbers were extremely low, very low. And for an event like this to work, and for an event like this to be fun and enjoyable for the riders, they want to have other riders around. The more, the merrier. We just didn't have that last year. So, we've went at it again this year, and we've done the things that we do to get the word out. But if we cancel this year, that's probably going to be the last year that we do the Tour DeWitt as the, I guess, directors. All events seem to run cycles. And everything seems to have a lifetime. And maybe the Tour DeWitt has run its life. I don't know. And I have no explanation for the low numbers, but they are what they are. And we're just going to be realistic about it.
Lobb believes the Tour DeWitt ride offers some great scenery of central Illinois and routes that are challenging but attainable for riders of all levels.
And, maybe we're a little biased, but we've done a lot of these rides in the past. And we feel that the DeWitt County ride here has a lot to offer. We've got really a great road system out there that we put the riders on that's typically pretty good surfacing. I mean, we're on oil and chip roads virtually the entire routes. We stay off the main highways for safety reasons because we want to attract riders of varying levels. And, certainly safety is always a priority for us. So these are routes that I know personally, I've ridden personally. They're there's no such thing as guaranteed safety, and we can't do that either.
Mm-hmm.
But these are very safe routes to ride bikes on. We've got rest stops at varying points. We have SAG vehicles. They're support vehicles where we're constantly just circling the routes, making sure the riders are doing okay. If they have a problem, we're there to help. You know, we've got the system in place, but what we don't have currently are the riders.
Mm-hmm.
And the riders are what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
It's really twofold for us, threefold. You know, I being a Clinton resident and a resident of DeWitt County, I like to showcase our county. And we've got the ride that actually, our 62-mile route actually goes through DeWitt. It goes out by the power plant. It goes up through Farmer City. It's a gorgeous route. 40-mile route actually crosses Clinton Lake. And again, just some awesome scenery. So, yeah, again, I'm a little biased, but I think we've got a lot to show here, and I like to show off DeWitt County.
Tour DeWitt benefits the Macon County CASA program. Lob points those interested in pre-registering to visit tourdewitt.weebly.com for more information or find the Tour DeWitt Facebook page. Registration is mail-in, so ideally those should be complete by midweek to reach Clinton by Friday. Mediacom Communications has announced the selection of Braden Nuttall, a senior at Clinton Community High School, as a recipient of the company's World Class Scholarship Program. The $1,000 scholarship recognizes the Clinton resident for excellence in leadership and academics. Mediacom Area Operations Director Bo Hicks said in a statement, quote, "As a technology company, Mediacom understands how important it is to invest in future leaders like Braden Nuttall. I'm proud that our company supports talented local students with scholarship support. We congratulate all graduates in the class of 23 and particularly acknowledge Braden for his outstanding achievements," end quote. Mediacom annually selects 60 graduating seniors who each receive scholarships to support their post-secondary education. Recipients must attend an accredited 2-year or 4-year college, university, or technical school within the United States. Lincoln High School is wrapping up the 2022-23 school year, and first-year principal Dave Helm is reflecting on his first year as the school's principal. Helm is a graduate of Lincoln High School and just wrapped up his first year as the school's principal. He explains in his time in education, it's kept him close in Central Illinois as he originally started out teaching music.
Well, actually, my family moved to Lincoln in 1990, so I graduated from Lincoln Community High School in 97. I followed with 2 years at Lincoln College and then Millikan. And then I started teaching at Tri-City Buffalo, taught there for 4 years, and then did some show choir programs at Mount Zion High School for 2 years, and then spent 10 years at Mount Pulaski Junior High and High School teaching music and band. And I had the opportunity to come back here. So I was the assistant principal for 4 years prior to this year as a principal. Well, the culture, you know, everybody fits in and has a place. I feel that all the students really work well together, all walks of life really intertwine, you know, going from, you know, the rural part of our county to the city of Lincoln. I like to see how the kids, you know, from our feeder schools come in as freshmen and learn to work together and, you know, participate in all of our activities and athletics and grow in our classroom.
It was a response to the COVID pandemic and issues that are stemming from it, but Helm explains an advisory period they started this year will continue next year. He hopes to see it bolster relationships between students and give everyone an understanding of each other's perspectives.
Well, something we implemented this year was an advisory period. So we scheduled a 24-minute period in between second and third hour to really focus on those real-life interactions, social emotional learning, positive interaction with an adult that isn't attached to grades, and really trying to make sure that we understand and our students understand that everybody's alive and not a computer, and they've got something to give to really address some of those social issues and concerns to help our students grow into a non-digital society, you know. So I think that that's been quite helpful with our students in that advisory period. As we look forward, I'm really looking forward to bolstering that advisory period and providing more opportunities for students to interact with their peers in a non-focused way. I mean, obviously your football players hang out with football players, but maybe they don't understand or get to hang out with the band kids when we put our kids into peer groups of 15 to 25 kids, of all walks of life. I'm excited to see where that can go and grow. After 1 year, we're looking to tweak that and continue that moving forward.
For Helm, his passion in education was always teaching music, but he was encouraged to get his administration certifications. He explains his father was a longtime superintendent, but he himself never had an interest in early on in his career in becoming an administrator.
My first mentor teacher at Mount Zion said, you need to go back and get your administrative degree. My father was a superintendent, retired from Harrisburg-Emden. Basically followed his career path prior to administration. He was a music teacher as well. I've kind of grown up in that culture. So I took that first step towards getting my administration certificate and followed through. The openings happened and it was just the right time to leave the classroom. But when I started teaching music, there was nothing that was going to take me out of the band room. I loved it. I had a passion for it. But, as I grew older, the opportunity to provide leadership and support to teachers became a passion, and I was glad to have the opportunity to come to Lincoln and do that.
Helm this summer will be tapping back into those band director skills bags as he is set to direct the Lincoln Community Theater's summer production. News time is 20 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Tuesday. Plenty more to get to coming your way on the WHOW Morning Show.
This is Scott Baum at Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. We believe in putting customers first. That's how we started, and it's why we go the extra mile for our customers. Looking for a new or used vehicle? We have transparent pricing for new and used cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. See all our pricing and pictures online at your convenience. Or come in and visit our full-service team today at Clinton or Farmer City. BaumChevyBuick.com. Right from the start.
News time is 21 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Tuesday. The hot, dry weather is affecting Illinois crops. With virtually no rain this past week, statistician Mark Schleusner starts the week with looking at corn.
The Illinois corn crop was 91% emerged compared to 87% 1 year ago and 78% for the 5-year average. The condition of the crop was reported as 11% very poor to poor, 39% fair, and 50% good to excellent. That is worse than 1 week ago.
Schleusner now looks at soybeans.
89% of soybean acres have emerged compared to 63% normally. And the condition of the Illinois soybean crop declined from 1 week ago. It was reported as 8% very poor to poor, 41% fair, and 51% good to excellent.
Winter wheat conditions dropped by just a point to 65% in good to excellent condition. Average statewide topsoil moisture also declined to 29% very short, 43% short, 27% adequate, and just 1% surplus. The Illinois Farm Service Agency recently promoted urban agriculture at a meet and greet in Chicago last week.
It was a great opportunity for us in the Farm Service Agency in cooperation with the Treasurer's Office and our CS, and we had the Lieutenant Governor's Office represented along with the Illinois Department of Ag. But it was just an opportunity for us to hold a roundtable discussion and talk about all of the programs that are available from the different government entities. It would be nice if we were a one-stop shop that we could help every producer fill every one of their needs, but unfortunately, that's not the case. So we think we're taking a good approach where all of us are working in conjunction with each other, and we want to be able to try to help producers help grow their operation. We're using the term urban agriculture, but they're farmers just like everybody around the state, and they're just doing it in a different space. So connecting with these growers is really important. But one other thing I've focused on when I get a chance to talk, I know that we're concentrating right now on this Chicago office because it's kind of been a zone that hasn't been served real well, but we're receiving calls from the Rockford area, from the Peoria area, from the Decatur area. We do have offices open in those areas that are capable of serving those producers. So it's been really important to me to make sure that growers around the state know that all these programs are available in all the areas. There's offices that can serve you. You just need to communicate, get signed up for our Gov delivery system so you get your updates, and making those connections and finding out what's available. That's the most important part. And it's available around the state, even though we're giving all the focus to getting this office opened up right now.
That is Scott Halpin, who serves as the Illinois FSA director. The new state budget includes an initiative to address homelessness in Illinois. The budget invests more than $360 million into the effort, an $85 million increase over the previous year. Governor J.B. Pritzker says Home Illinois will include homeless prevention programs, street outreach, and more temporary housing.
Stable housing is the basis for success in every other aspect of our existence. Yet over 120,000 Illinoisans experience homelessness annually. And in Illinois, Black people are 8 times more likely to experience homelessness than white people.
The goal is to reach functional zero as a state, which would mean that there are enough resources to assist everyone about to become homeless.
Our new Home Illinois plan will focus on homelessness prevention, crisis response, temporary and permanent housing units, and staffing to ensure that every person in every family that is unhoused or is potentially heading there has a fighting chance.
Governor Pritzker says more than 120,000 Illinoisans experience homelessness each year. Over 60% of those people are Black. The Illinois Department of Public Health is providing air purifiers to Head Start programs around the state. More than 1,000 purifiers are going to 45 different programs to help improve indoor air quality and reduce transmission of viruses, says State Public Health spokesperson Mike Claffey.
One of the important lessons that we learned from the COVID-19 pandemic was that ventilation is really crucial to everyone's health. And it's particularly important in schools, of course.
Claffey adds, the idea is to keep kids healthy by circulating air in the classrooms.
Because if you have good ventilation, you can prevent people getting sick from many types of diseases and viruses, including COVID and the flu.
Along with the air purifiers comes replacement filters as well as rapid COVID-19 tests for staff and families served by Head Start and early Head Start programs. Illinois lawmakers passed 566 bills through both chambers of the General Assembly in the recently concluded legislative session, all but one of them in May. It sets the table for an approximate 3-month bill signing season for Governor J.B. Pritzker. That's because the state's constitution gives legislative leaders 30 days from a bill's passage to send it to the governor, who then has 60 days to sign or veto it. If the governor takes no action in that time frame, the bill would become law automatically. Historically, the legislature has sent the bills to the governor in batches, allowing his staff ample time to review the proposals. A measure blocked by Democratic Secretary of State Alex Janulius would allow residents of Illinois to obtain a standard driver's license rather than the temporary visitor driver's license that is currently allowed under law. An applicant would be required to show their U.S. immigration documentation, or if they don't have that, a passport or consular card, they would also have to prove they have car insurance. A standard license can be used as identification, whereas a TVDL cannot. Advocates say that has made tasks such as buying alcohol or picking up prescriptions challenging for many TVDL holders. Under House Bill 3882, non-citizens would still be ineligible to receive a federal real ID certificate license. According to the Secretary of State's office, more than 300,000 people currently have a TVDL, and those would still be valid until their expiration date, but the state would not issue any new ones if it passed the House 6735 and the Senate 33-18. House Bill 3751 provides that non-citizens can become law enforcement officers in Illinois if they're authorized by federal law to work in the country, or if action on their immigration status has been deferred under the Federal Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals process. Those individuals must meet all other state qualifications for being in law enforcement and must be authorized to possess a firearm under federal law. The measure passed 37-20 in the Senate and 100-7 in the House. 29 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday. Coverage of news is brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and the morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin insurance agent in Clinton. Network